Hello everybody, this is David. Welcome back to my channel. Well, in this video we're going to have a look at something that's called religious pluralism. What's that, you might be asking? Well, religious pluralism is the belief that people who embrace different or even conflicting religious views can and should seek to live in harmony with one another while celebrating each other's religious distinctives. Now, typically those who identify as pluralists reject the idea that any one particular religious ideology is right or best. Well, we live in a country which is pluralistic. We live in a multicultural society. So now that we've defined what it is, I want to have a look at see if it's right or not. I'll just share a few thoughts on that. It's true to say that pluralism teaches that there are many roads to God and that no road can be said to be the exclusive one or the right one or the only one. Now, in a modern culture such as ours that promotes acceptance and tolerance, pluralism is gaining in popularity. Now, why is that? Well, pluralists probably give, I would say, probably six reasons why pluralism is good. Firstly, they say tolerance, in that the inhabitants of a society are more tolerant and accepting of each other. They try to understand each other's differences and ensure less prejudice and discrimination towards minority views. So secondly, they say, well, everyone's got the right to preserve their own beliefs. People in a pluralistic society should understand there is a different point of view for any activity being carried out. They also say that pluralism creates social bonds. They say that people who live together and build a social bond, they can live together because despite their religious differences and their cultural differences. They say there's less tribalism. They say that pluralism helps avoid tribalism and partisanship, and everyone has a fair play and the rule of law is strong. And fifthly, they say there's equality, that pluralism brings equality and that it ensures a balance between different cultures and beliefs, and that no one culture dominates over the other. Well, they may well be right, but let's have a look at that. Is pluralism right? Now, in my view, the Christian view, the problem with pluralism is that in spite of its claim to be tolerant, it is actually intolerant, particularly of Christianity, which promotes an exclusive view of its path to God through faith in Jesus Christ. Pluralists, however, appear to turn a blind eye to those of other religions who evangelize by the sword or persecute those people that leave. I won't say which religions they are, but you know what I'm talking about. Because the people who adhere to those religions are very staunch in their religion, and they are exclusivists as well. So secondly, pluralism ignores truth as non-essential. Doesn't matter what you believe, let's just all live together and be happy. That's what they say, but all religions in fact do not teach the same basic truths. How can we reconcile monotheism, for example Christianity, polytheism, for example Hinduism, and what about agnosticism and atheism? If everything is relative and there is no absolute truth, then even that statement is not absolutely true. Think about it for a moment. So common sense demands the existence of truth. And beyond that, the fact that everything differing with that truth constitutes falsehood. In other words, it's not true. Thirdly, the claim of subjective satisfaction, what I've just been talking about, those 5 ideas, it's quite debatable, actually. Also, many world religions practice self-denial, sometimes to a very painful and cruel extreme, in an attempt to please their false gods or their idols or the gods that they believe in. Also, we could say that a belief system must be evaluated by itself rather than by the failures of some of its members. We all know problems. There are problems in the church, in Christianity. It's accused of this, accused of that. But is it the people following it that's the problem? Or is it the actual religion itself? No, Christianity must be objectively scrutinized in and of itself. And it is true to say that Christianity acknowledges mankind's failure, as we read in the book of Romans chapter 3 verse 23, where we read, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Everyone's a sinner. It acknowledges God's intervention on man's behalf, as we read in John chapter 3 verse 16, where we read, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." And it uses that claim as a basis of truth. Let's see what Jesus himself said in John chapter 14 verse 6, where we read, "Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." There's no one else in history has ever said that. No one else has ever claimed that they are the way to God. Now, it has to be said that every other world religion is man's attempt to reach God. Now, it's an attempt that always fails, as we read in the book of Isaiah chapter 64 verse 6, where we read, "But we are all like an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are like filthy rags. We all fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away." So we're all sinners, and nothing we can do, no religious thing that we can do can make us right with God. It's only Christianity can successfully bridge the gap between God and man through what the Lord Jesus Christ has done, as God reaches out to man through the atoning sacrifice of Jesus Christ. It's only Jesus, only God the Father bore the cost himself of man's sin, and there's no other religion or religious belief has ever done that. So anyway, there we are. Just a few thoughts on religious pluralism. My own personal opinion, as you've probably guessed, is religious pluralism is not right. In a sense, you can believe what you want. You can be sincerely wrong, though. There is only one way, and that is through the Lord Jesus Christ himself. So I want to thank you for joining me in this video. See you next time. Bye bye.